Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Franzi back with another Genshin Impact video, and today I'm going to be talking about a few more leaks that are coming for hopefully version 1.3. It's not confirmed whether these are, but these are weapons that will be added to the game at some point. There are 5, potentially 7 weapons that are pretty much data mined or leaked. And big shout out to Genshin.honeyhunterworld.com. They have all of this information available for free. I don't know how they do it. They're amazing, and they have it laid out incredibly well. Big shout out to them for all of this information. But I'm going to go ahead and get right into it so this video doesn't take forever. First one is the Staff of Homa, and this is one that will almost certainly be in version 1.3. Admittedly, it probably won't be the first one that's released, but it will be the second in my opinion, because this is basically the Staff of Hu Tao. And what I mean by that is read the passive. HP increased by 20%, already off to a great start for Hu Tao. She's all about her HP and adding a buff to her attack through her HP. So already there, fantastic. Additionally, it provides an attack bonus based on 0.8% of the wielder's max HP. Again, we're adding more and more attack bonus to Hu Tao's attack through her HP, so again, that's fantastic. And then the last line is the kicker. When the wielder's HP is less than 50%, this attack bonus is increased by an additional 1% of her max HP, or of their max HP. Sorry, I'm just assuming you're using Hu Tao for this. So already you can see why this staff is just Hu Tao's staff. I mean, the less than 50% HP is just literally Hu Tao's ultimate. I mean, that is it right there. So this is literally made for her, and you couldn't convince me otherwise. Like, this is the staff of Hu Tao. Admittedly, there are other units that could use this, and the first one that does come to my mind is Zhongli. It is a polearm, so keep that in mind, but Zhongli benefits from this greatly because obviously it deals with HP, and I know that only at the moment Zhongli's shield is based off his HP, but there are the 1.3 buffs that are coming, which will, increase his normal and charge attacks based on his HP. So, an entire spear dedicated to increasing your HP and getting an attack bonus from your max HP definitely will help Zhongli in the long run. And when this comes in 1.3, you could throw it on either Hu Tao and Zhongli and be absolutely fine. Also, something that I really didn't mention until now, but the secondary stat is crit damage, which, I mean, crit damage is fantastic. I think it's one of the 4 best stats you could have on the secondary, with crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and like physical damage bonus potentially. Energy recharge is always great too if you're using a more support style character, but those are pretty much the big 5, I think. So looking at the spear's level 90 stats, you get crit damage at 66.2% and a base attack of 608. And in case you are just a mega whale and you care about the refinement, you can get your HP increased by 40% from the 20% at max refinement, and your attack bonus can be 1.6 opposed to 0.8% of your max HP, and then you get an additional 1.8% if your HP is less than 50%. So if you're a big mega whale, obviously that that's all you, but for most people it's just going to be the normal refinement level 1, considering this is a 5-star. But moving on to the other 4 weapons. Now these weapons are more of a set, as they all have the same special passive. And real quick, as you can see, the Primordial Jade Cutter, Primordial Jade Vista, Primordial Jade Greatsword, and the Primordial Jade Regalia. Catalyst, Greatsword, Bow, and regular sword. They all have the exact same special, which is HP increased by 20%, additionally provides an attack bonus based on 1.2% of the wielder's max HP. So that sounds incredibly similar to this one, except it doesn't have the little thing at the end where you get the less than 50% HP attack bonus. And the last time they released weapons in a set, it was the 3 weapons that released with Dragon Spine. These are the ones that released with Dragon Spine 1.2. They all had the same special aside from the Festering Desire, but that was more of an event sword. But they all had this one with the Everfrost Icicle. And that was the last time a set was released, and those were all 4 stars. The difference here is these are all 5-star weapons. Now, I'm really confused about this, and that's why I'm not entirely sure if I believe that this will be released on the live version as is, but I am going to take it at face value for now. And there's something to note that they do have different secondary stats, at least some of them do. The sword alone has a crit rate secondary stat, which is one of the, I think there are only 2 swords in the entire game that have a crit rate stat, if I'm correct on that. It is the, where is it, the Alley Flash. Oh, I'm sorry, there's 3, and the Black Sword, and then this one. So there's no 5-star with the crit rate percent. So this would be the first 5-star with the crit rate percent, and it does go all the way to 44.1%. Which is just ridiculous high crit rate, and would basically save you on your rolls on your artifacts if you get super unlucky like me. And then the refinement is pretty much the same thing as the Staff of Homa. You increase your HP to up to 40% and then get a 2.4% based on your max HP. So that is the Primordial Jade Sword. The Primordial Jade Bow is the exact same thing, except it has crit damage instead of crit rate, and it goes all the way up to 66.2%, which is also very, very good. The Primordial Jade Greatsword is physical damage percent, which, again, very, very good. You can't go wrong with a stat like that. That's just a really, really good stat. And then the Catalyst is crit damage as well. So honestly, all of these are good in their own right. The only problem with this is that these are all technically 5 stars at the moment, and I don't think anybody's going to pull for these. But either way is something to keep in mind if any of these do interest you. You know, if you want to save for these, I mean, technically these could be free to play, although they say they're 5 stars. You know, this is the beta. Who knows what will happen on live release? But those are the 5 that I know for sure have not been released and are potentially coming. And there are 2 more which I may be going full idiot mode here, but these 2 weapons I don't believe are in the game. I've looked on a different website entirely, Genshin.gg, on their weapons. They have the Lithic Spear listed, but they don't have the passive, which makes me think that it also isn't in the game. So I'm not entirely sure if these are in the game, and if they are, I'm very sorry. You know, like, my bad. I looked literally on the current banner itself and the Summit Shaper, the most recent one, and there's no Lithic Blade on here anywhere, so I really don't think that these are in the game. Again, if they are, I'm sorry, but I am going to talk about them real quick. There's the Blade, which is the Great Sword, and then there's the Spear or Polearm. They both have the same passive. For every character in the party who hails from Liyue, the character who equips this weapon gains a 7% attack increase and a 3% crit rate increase. Obviously, you can only have 4 members of your party at one time, so it stacks up to 4 times. So you could have a 28% attack increase and a 12% crit rate increase just for having the right characters in your party. And this 28% attack increase also adds on to the 41 you get from just getting it to level 90. So in total, you could have a 69. Okay, wow. You could have a 69% attack increase. And that's refinement level 1. Obviously, if you refine all the way to level 5, which is a 4-star, so that's totally possible eventually, you know, then you can get a 11% attack and a 7, which, I mean, you can get 44, which would be 85. And that goes for both weapons, as they are both attack percent, and the only difference is the base attack at level 90 on them. But yeah, guys, these weapons are actually very good in my opinion. You have to use a more organized team, I guess, a more centered around Liyue team. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Please tell me what you think. I think the Staff of Homa is going to be amazing for Hu Tao. I think the Primordial Jade set is very lackluster. They've got some great secondary stats on all of them, but the passive is not so great, in my opinion. But I actually think the Lithic Blade, if you build your team around the Liyue characters, is really sick. So I'm excited for when these potentially do drop on the live version of the game. I definitely will be, you know, looking to get some of these, especially if these are more on the free-to-play side. Hopefully some of these are. I have no idea at the moment. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Peace.